This is Digit, a robot who sort of looks like a person, hence the name humanoid robot. Technically, these are called bipedal humanoid robots. Using semantic intelligence, it's able to interpret commands from people and then make its own decisions about how to act. So the goal is for him to be able to interpret normal human language, to say, hey, I need you to pick this box up, help me out in this instance. Is that where you see this going?
Yeah, and I think it will generally be probably less of a, I need you to do this one thing for me, and more of a, do this for me forever in the corner of the facility.
GDP. So let's take a look at that. This one example that we're doing with Kion and Accenture.
Kion, the supply chain solution company, Accenture, a global leader in professional services, and NVIDIA are bringing physical AI to the $1 trillion warehouse and distribution center market. Managing high-performance warehouse logistics involves navigating a complex web of decisions influenced by constantly shifting variables. These include daily and seasonal demand changes, space constraints, workforce availability, and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. And predicting operational KPIs of a physical warehouse is nearly impossible today. To tackle these challenges, Kion is adopting Mega, an NVIDIA Omniverse blueprint for building industrial digital twins to test and optimize robotic fleets. First, Kion's warehouse management solution assigns tasks to the industrial AI brains in the digital twin, such as moving a load from a buffer location to a shuttle storage solution. The robot's brains are in a simulation of a physical warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using OpenUSD connectors to aggregate CAD, video and image to 3D, LiDAR to point cloud, and AI-generated data. The fleet of robots execute tasks by perceiving and reasoning about their Omniverse digital twin environment, planning their next motion and acting. The robot brains can see the resulting state through sensor simulations and decide their next action. The loop continues while Mega precisely tracks the state of everything in the digital twin. Now, Kion can simulate infinite scenarios at scale while measuring operational KPIs, such as throughput, efficiency, and utilization, all before deploying changes to the physical warehouse. Together with NVIDIA, Kion and Accenture are reinventing industrial autonomy.
That's incredible. Everything is in simulation. In the future, every factory will have a digital twin. And that digital twin operates exactly like the real factory. And in fact, you could use Omniverse with Cosmos to generate a whole bunch of future scenarios, and you pick, then an AI decides which one of the scenarios are the most optimal for whatever KPIs, and that becomes the programming constraints, the program, if you will, the AIs that will be deployed into the real factories.
First off, health and workplace safety is a real focus. Keeping operators out of the dark, the cold, the hot container. Secondly, there are laws being passed in the EU to protect workers from working in those hot environments for a certain number of hours per day. Stretch will pick a case and will place it on the conveyor belt so the labels are always facing sideways. And that's really, really important here at Otto because they have a two-sided camera system and the boxes feed into that downstream automation and then further label application.
Der Stretch behandelt die Kartons wie der normale Mensch auch, mit Vorsicht und Feingefühl.
Our facilities go all the way from Ontario, Canada, down to Texas and coast to coast. So you could be unloading a trailer in sub-zero weather, or it could be 105 degrees out. So it's a kind of unforgiving.
Stretch is a mobile manipulation robot designed for warehouses. Basically, the operator will walk it into the container, and from there, it runs on its own. It uses machine learning and its vision to detect all the cases, the ceiling, the walls, the things around that. And then it uses its vacuum gripper to pick up the boxes, place them on the conveyor behind them, and get them inducted into the warehouse.
It's super quick. Honestly, I teach people to drive the robot in under 10 minutes. In about an hour, they get the gist of how to put it in a container and get stretch picking. And then in 2 days, I'm certifying people. So then they're free to run it without me there.